This conference will now be recorded.
Well, hello. How are you, Linda and Jenny?
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
good.
Good, good. I want to welcome you, Linda. And Linda is our guest today for Southwest Shares. And we're going to be talking with Linda about It's a Fiesta. Join us in Cabos. How's that sound to everybody?
Yep, great.
Great, great. So, Linda, tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been with Avon.
Okay, I've been with Avon for 14 years. I'm a President's Club member and a gold leader. And that's it. I have a daughter and my husband has his own business, so I just signed up for Avon 14 years ago.
That's awesome, Linda. Can I ask what has kept you going strong over the last 14 years?
Well, in the beginning, it was just the products. I liked the discount and I needed something to do because my daughter was at school. But now my determination is to help my daughter graduate from school with zero debt. So basically, that's why I'm still lingering around with Avon. I love it, and it's a whole new. You make lots of friends and family.
I love that, Linda. I love that. And for most of our leaders and our representatives, your why it does change. It may not be the same as when you started, but as you continue to grow and develop, your family does, you do, your why and your business also grows and develops.
Exactly.
Right, right. So, what we're on here today for, and I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to know these answers and take your advice and stuff. Tell us about how many trips you've been on with Avon, Linda, and tell us a little bit about them.
I've been on 8 trips with Avon. They're
Wow.
always 5-star, 5 diamonds. So it's the way to travel because you not only do you get to see the location, you get to network, meet people. You basically have an extended family. And now the best part is my daughter turned 18 and now I can take her with me. So she sees that we get to not only sell the products and see people and grow businesses, but we also get to see different places while we're working and having fun.
That's
I
awesome.
love that.
Where are some of the places that you've gone with Avon?
I've been to Jamaica, Cancun, the Bahamas, my daughter went on her very first cruise to Bermuda last year. I went to the Bahamas on my first cruise with Avon to the Bahamas as well. So, and now I'm going to go to Los Cabos, Mexico in June.
Yay. Awesome.
Yay, I'm excited. So I heard you say Jamaica in there, and I know that that's a trip that's coming up again. So for those that are excited to go to Jamaica next year to earn it this year with Avon, what's the one thing that you did on your last trip that you say is an absolute must for those people to look forward to this time?
In Jamaica, you really want to go to the Dun River because it's a really popular place to go see because you have different steps that you can go in the water with. And it's so nice. And then you get to try jerk chicken, which you really don't
Ooh,
get out here in California.
Right, right.
that sounds awesome.
Yes, so that'd be exciting. So tell me a little bit, Linda. How do you like once you find out about the trips and like say for instance we're going to be talking about Cabos. When you heard about Cabos, how do you ensure that you're going to take this trip? What steps do you take to make sure that you're going to be tracking and you're going to hit all your goals? What are some of the things you do?
So basically, as soon as they announce it, if I always say I'm going to go, no matter what happens, even if I know how I'm going to go, I think it's your mindset. You really have to tell yourself you're going to do it before you say, oh, I don't know, there's too many points. And then you rah everybody else that you want to go with. Because I told myself I was going to go with my daughter. So I got my daughter engaged with it. So then I basically look at the goals myself because the sales part is all on us. So that's got nothing to do with recruits or anything else. So I break down the goals to myself saying I can do this. And then I reach out to my team saying, okay, who's going to go party with us in Cabo? So then you get them on board. So then you've got your own cheerleading group. But then you really have to continue just thriving for your points and reaching out and getting everybody on track. And then what I also do, as soon as I find out about a trip or anything that's going on, I always put a label on the front of my brochures and who wants to go on a free trip. Like this one was, who wants to go to Cabo on Avon's dime. So then it's a question. So people start asking you, how do I go? What is it? What's with the trip thing? And that's when you start talking about the Avon opportunity and so forth. So, but you have to in your head say that you're going to go, because once you start off with that positivity, then you're going to continue doing it. But if you say, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get to go, because then you have that negative thought, and that really doesn't push you any further.
Right. So what I hear you saying is, first you figure out what your goal is going to be, and then you break it down, and then you talk to your team members. How do you choose what team members that you speak to about going on the trips with you?
Well, I usually blast it off to everybody, but then I know a couple of my teammates that always want to go on trips and that they've talked about it, saying, oh, I'm tired, I need a vacation. Through when you're talking to them or you through your team page or so forth, then you reach out to, because I always put a question on who wants to go on a trip with Los Cabos with Avon. Reach out or tag yourself here. And then those are the people that I talk to first, but then I also follow up with an email reaching out to people saying, I don't know if you didn't see my post or something. How would you be interested in going? And then I'll text it, I'll back it up with a text message. And then through my emails, when I'm emailing them, I constantly send them like Cabos on the track. Even, I just made some phone calls this morning telling them that you can still go. There is still an opportunity. So, but you want to work with the movers and the shakers as well.
Right, right. What would be some of the things, like with it being, it's campaign 8 is at the end of the time that you're going to be qualifying for this trip. What are some things that you're encouraging them to do at this point to earn that trip, to continue to
I
earn
would
it?
first talk to, you should still approach Go Recruiting. I do go traditional recruiting because those are guaranteed. The Alma leads are not so much guaranteed because these are the people that you see in town and so forth. But reach out to your top customers. That's my thing. I always reach out to my customers saying, hey, I know you love the product. How about signing up and getting the product at a discount and sharing it and making extra money? So then, yeah, you lose a customer, but if they ever quit, they can come back as a helper and be a stronger helper for you. So definitely reach out to your top customers. We can always find new customers, but getting recruits sometimes can be a little harder.
Right, right. Jenny, do you have any questions for Linda?
I do. We are about, halfway through this incentive right now. We're closing campaign 4. You've gotten quite a few recruits through the incentive time. You've got a few of your team members that have jumped on board and they've said, I want this trip too. So looking, closing out campaign 4, just a couple campaigns to go. What are you doing right now to track each campaign? What are some things that you're doing at the close of the campaign or mid-campaign that you feel is really, really important to keep you on track?
Well, I'm always recounting my points because Avon's system is it's a campaign off. So I always add my points up and then I re-add them and I re-add them until I get the same answer 3 times. I reach out to my new, like when I sign somebody up, then I reach them out. And once they place their order, I usually call them back up to see if they've had any experience. And then when they close out, then I've got more people adding on and I'm calling them and talking to them and seeing how they're doing and if they need any help, making sure that orders do go in, and seeing if they need any kind of help or any kind of supplies. Like I do give away samples, 100 free samples to my once they place their order, just to give them that extra boost for sales, because we all know samples get you sales.
I love that, Linda.
Business, it's really hard.
So, a couple things big. I heard you say you're in constant contact with these brand new representatives and with your team members on track. The 100 samples is also helping you ensure those secondary and third orders, those qualifying orders, to get you those points coming in for the repeat orders. Now, right now, closing campaign 4, all of the math that you've done, you're 3 times over. Where do you plan on being at the close of campaign 4? as to how close are you going to be to that first or second ticket? Because I know you're well on your way.
My campaign for, even though Avon's not going to be updated on our grid, but I should have the trip for 1 at the end of campaign 4. And I don't like to close, even with my team, I always tell them, don't go for campaign 8. We end the incentive is going to end in C7 because
Yes.
C8 is to take out any tweaks or anything you have going that you might need. You might realize that you didn't do the adding right. You might need that extra recruit. So everybody has to finish with C7.
Yep. C8's your wiggle room, your grace period to really reevaluate those numbers and make sure that they are all right. I love that, Linda. Anything else, Renee, that you can think of?
Actually, yes, I just thought of a couple things while I was sitting here. One of them that I have a question for you is, starting here in February, we have the new incentive with the online orders and different things like that. Linda, how are you utilizing that high five with your team to help you to get some of the orders and stuff online?
Well, we talked about doing bingo, like having doing bingo, doing Avon Loteria for the Hispanic community. We're doing online fundraisers, talking about Avon parties, like some of my teammates do really good. So when you have the Avon party, you can actually place the orders at the party. And then if your customers don't want to do it because they just love that delivery from you, you can have like inexpensive gifts like hand cream or little shower gels, or make sample goodies, because you can have the vials of the perfume and the lipsticks and give them as a free gift as an incentive to place the order right there at the party.
Perfect, perfect. And the last question that I have, and it kind of all goes in together because I know that you want to continue earning all the different trips. How is your planning and your time for the Cabo also going to enhance your trip to Jamaica? Because you're working on also earning the trip to Jamaica next year, and some of the things you're doing now will help you to earn that trip. Have you put a plan together for Jamaica yet?
Yeah, I have. I'm going to basically continue recruiting, so that will help me with my team sales. And with my personal sales, I'm going to start adding more fundraising online, because usually when I get a fundraiser, I try to give it to my team. But instead of just giving everything away, I'm going to start doing fundraising and maybe do little parties with my customers, and a lot of social media. I'm trying to like grow my social media side.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Jenny, do you have anything else? I think that's all I have. Linda, I'm so excited that you're going to be taking that trip to Cabo, and I wouldn't mind getting in the suitcase along with you, but that might not work too well.
My daughter's all excited about Cabo. She's like, every day, are we going? Did you get it? Did you get it? I'm like, are you going to sign up? Are you going to sign up?
I love it, right? One thing that I just have to say is, as I am privileged enough to get to work with Linda on a daily basis, I will say when she says that she breaks things down and she does them over again and she rechecks and she plans, she truly does. And I really think that that's important for leaders to know, that no matter, how high up you get or how big your team gets, it's that day-to-day consistency, that reach out. There's not a day that goes by that Linda's not rechecking things. So that being said, she has deserved and earned every single one of those trips that she has taken. And I don't see Cabo, not being taken, and Jamaica, she's already packing her bags for. So, it's definitely about that time in planning, and then the consistency and the follow through. And that is something Linda proves on a daily basis. So kudos to you, Miss Linda. Good job.
Perfect.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, I really think everybody really needs to experience a trip with Avon. Yeah, it's really hard work, but once you go, you're really not going to start wanting to go on a trip. It's just like President's Club. Once you make President's Club, everybody used to say you have to make it every year. So definitely try, get out of your comfort zone, because there are opportunities there. Sometimes it's just our mindset thinking we can't reach it, but go for it. Live your life.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Linda, for your time this morning, and we will be talking to you soon.
Bye, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.